guys, welcome back to my page. I am Santanika and today I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting. As you all know, it's a beginner's guide and I'm a nutritionist, so all the information that you find on this channel is thoroughly researched and is very much informative. So first thing first, what is intermittent fasting? If you break down this word, you'll realize that intermittent means a breakdown in between meals and fasting means to not take food. Now, intermittent fasting is a very debatable topic as it caters to both weight loss, prevention of diabetes, mental health, and many more benefits, but it also has a lot of drawbacks. Now, let me just take you as to how you go about intermittent fasting. To do intermittent fasting, there is a fasting interval which ranges from 16 hours. You can, start off with lesser hours also. If you're just a beginner, you can make it 13 to 14. But standard is 16 hours to 20 hours or in between an entire day fasting. So it depends on person to person and what interval you are at it. Second thing is what it does or how does it function. Now, intermittent fasting functions on the first criteria that when food is broken down, carbs give us energy, that is glucose. Glucose is stored in the body in the form of glycogen. Now, this glycogen is broken down only during periods when food is not provided to the body and it leads to weight loss. Second thing is the fat. Fat is stored in the form of adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is only broken down when the carbohydrate, the glycogen is utilized. Only then the fats are used up. Now again, people who are active, who are into exercise or who are into sports, the breakdown is comparatively easier. But for people who are sedentary or people who do not do anything, that means they do not work out, they're not into sports, it takes a longer period of time for them to do this. I'll be sharing with you guys what you should be eating during your 6 hours or 8 hours of period when you are allowed to eat. So basically go for high protein diets like chicken, fish, eggs. If you're vegetarian, go for paneer, soybean. You can go for a good amount of fats like beans, nuts, almonds, walnuts. They're very, very good sources of fats. Go for high fiber things that are a lot of vegetables which are extremely good for high fiber. So go for these things. Avoid sources of carbohydrates because you just have limited period of time and you're cutting down on carbs so that glycogen is broken down. So please don't go for extreme high source of carbs like some fruits like mango, grapes. Don't go for them. Go for fruits and vegetables that have high fiber like carrots, radish. They are really good for fiber, so go for them rather than going for mango or grapes or things like that, which are great source of carbohydrate. Go for high fiber, high protein and moderately high fats such as nuts and your almonds and things like that. So these are the three places where you'd be taking your nutrition from. Everything apart from this like oils and butter and everything, try and avoid them as much as possible. So that's it. A lot of health benefits of intermittent fasting. Majorly, it decreases the level of cholesterol in your body. It helps in making weight loss easier. It helps in prevention of diabetes. As you all know that the many times we have our meals in a day, say 3 times or 4 times, the insulin level rises. Hence, when you're on a diet or if you're fasting, the insulin is down. Thereby, it helps in increasing or preventing the chances of recovering as well as preventing the chances of diabetes at all. The fourth most important thing is the brain health. Whenever the brain is fasting or starving, what happens that there is production of neurotrophic factors which helps in challenging the brain and making the brain work faster. Having said that it's so beneficial and is proved to be really helpful in weight loss, there are many factors that tell us that it shouldn't be practiced by teenagers, children, by pregnant or lactating mothers. By lactating mothers, I mean women who are breastfeeding their children. It should also be avoided for people who have eating disorders like bulimia nervosa or anorexia nervosa. It should also be provided by people with conditions severely with advanced diabetes. So these are some people who should avoid it. But as in whole, if you want to try it, I would suggest go for fasting, because fasting or intermittent fasting for a week or so will actually help you rather than do much harm. But on a regular basis, I would not really suggest you make it a lifestyle, because though it does have a lot of pros, it does really have a major amount of cons which are not really that advisable for, yes, a month or so. Go for it. So that's my take on it, guys. Let me know if you want any more such videos, and I'll love to make them for you guys.